We can move on to the Queen Mother Champion Chase. I don't know if anyone owns Masterminded here or would like to, but there's been betting without Masterminded for months and months and months. I mean, is it going to be a complete cakewalk, Matt? Do you think?
I promise. Yeah, I mean, I'll be amazed if anyone on this panel is going to suggest that Masterminded isn't going to win. I mean, basically, if he doesn't collapse and die or he doesn't fall, he wins. It's as simple as that. He is by far the best horse. He's probably, in the realms of Badsworth Boy as far as talent is concerned. And I don't think there's any horse who can touch him. Not everyone, of course, is going to back him. And it's the kind of race there will be people having fun bets. I know, the hardcore cynics and punters say you can't have a fun bet. It's not fun if it loses all this. But of course you can if you're there on the day. I think there's only two horses you can possibly back each way against it if you want to have an each way bet. One is Well Chief if he turns up on the day, because he's about the only horse who might possibly have the talent to get somewhere near Masterminded. And the other is Twist Magic, who, at least when it ran at Sandown, was somewhere in the vicinity of Masterminded and actually going just as well as Masterminded when he came down. But I don't think either of those two horses can beat Masterminded. But those are the only two for me in the race who've even remotely. Big Zeb couldn't win if it started now. Petite Robin, Tidal Bay, I don't think that will run. We had all the Muppets on at the races the other day saying, didn't it do a lovely gallop the other day at Doncaster? Well, I've never seen a worse gallop in all my life. That horse wouldn't have gone past its two companions if they'd gone round another 10 times. Dennis O'Regan was the only jockey in the whole work that was having to move on it. And I spoke to Dennis 2 days ago, and I don't even think the horse will run. And he doesn't fancy it, basically. He couldn't say it, but he doesn't. Masterminded's going to win, and that's that, really.
And if you were betting without Masterminded, I know that, Mark, you're a Briareus fan.
Yeah, I took him up at 10-1 a while back. I think he's very good horse. He was 6 behind Brave Inca in the Champion Hurdle in his only run at Cheltenham. He beat I'm Singing the Blues this first time up at Kempton this year, and I was there that day. He looked magnificent in the paddock. He was backed as well. He was smashed off the boards that day. And I'm Singing the Blues went on to win the big handicap up at Doncaster. He's an 155 poke. Briareus, I know, likes good ground as well. I think we get good ground. I can't have Twist Magic. If there's a match bet with the ambulance and Twist Magic, I'll have the big white thing with the fucking 4 wheels. I was at Kempton last time it ran. It was dragged into the paddock. It was dragged down to the start where it tried to refuse, and it tried to refuse at every single fence. I think the horse is absolutely shot to pieces. I really do think he's gone, Twist Magic. He won't get up to Cheltenham if they put roller skates on him, honestly. He's absolutely Bob Hope, no hope in Morris Hope. 3 hopes, that horse. I agree with Matt about Big Zeb. Absolutely terrible jumper. Poor old Chuck Fulton must have thought, Christ almighty, who stuck me in for this when he got the spare ride? It wouldn't surprise me if Chuck goes Tom and Dick half hour before and they try and drag someone out. Hopefully Mark Grant. He'd be in hospital anyway if he fucks up on Michael Flips in the first. You see a big fat bloke running across with a great big fucking stick in his hand. Again, this race is awful. I mean, Mastermind's the best.
Gary's saying there's some value without the favourite.
Yeah, well, there's got to be some value there, Rob, because if Big Seb can't win and Twist Magic can't win and Big Seb's second in...
We just told you, Briareus, you Matt and Jeff.
Briareus will be without the favourite then. So anybody else, can any other panel put up something else? Because they're going to bet about 5 to field without the favourite.
The one I like without the favourite and each way at the current 66 to 1 with Coral is Mahogany Blaze. His chase record in single figure lineups when not wearing headgear is 3 wins and 6 places from 9 completed starts. He's run with credit at the festival previously. He was finishing strongly into 7th of 17, went 100 to 1 in Detroit City's Triumph. He ran a similar race in the Coral Cup the following year, and he was 5th in the Arkle in the big field last turn, despite jumping poorly. Now at the moment, you bet him McCord 1, 2, 3 with Corals, you're getting 16 and a bit to 1 the place. I think you can lay about 10 to 1 the place on Betfair at the moment.
And what price would he be without the favourite, Andrew?
He's going to be anything in the region of sort of 12 to 1, 16 to 1, something like that with a bit of luck.
At least that, yeah. So there's a bit of value there, lads.
Would you not be worried about Nigel Twiston Davis's yard? They've been out of form for the last 4 years.
We're not looking for it to win. We're just looking for it to finish a 30-length second to Masterminded.
Well, as long as he's third, we'll have a drink.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what, Mark, you say about Mark Twiston Davis, every year at Perth he comes alive. For some reason, why does he have winners at Perth and there's massive gambles when the Perth Festival's on?
Because Perth's in August and none of the good trainers are up there. I mean, you buy a drink once a year, fuck me, girl. And hopefully the Ruby later on.
It's not 9 o'clock yet, the Wiltshire. By the way, gentlemen, after 9 o'clock you're going to see the real Mark Winstanley.
Kieran, your view, Masterminded obviously is very, very highly rated with your Timeform organisation.
Yeah, he is. I think he's a hard one because he's going to find it difficult to be rated much higher than he is now because he's basically going to beat up the same old rubbish that he's been beating up for the last 12 months. I think if there's a bet, I think that if they're going to go to town with Masterminded one day, it might be this day. I can see if there's a bet of about 20 lengths and upwards, I think he's that much better than these. I think they'll let him freewheel. I think after the performance last year, I think Ruby will kick on turning down the hill. I think he could turn it into an absolute procession. Couchstorm, Thunder, I think Briaris is interesting. Can't have Big Zebator, just think he finds nothing off the bridle. Petit Robin has no place at the price he is. And again, can't have Twist Magic at all. I genuinely think that is a decent bet, Briaris. I'd have him more around 3 to 172 to chase him home.
We've got to say, me and Kieran did a talk at Fontwell today, and there was a bet, Sky Bet are doing a bet, you know, which race at the festival's got the biggest winning margin. And me and Kieran both think they made a complete ricket here. They're 9 to 2, the Queen Mother Champion Chase. I know for a fact that Paul Nicholls wants Masterminded to win as far as possible this time, because he wants it to go down as a champion. I agree. I think with Kieran it will win by 20 lengths and more. And at 9 to 2, to be the most winning distance of any race at the festival, all the handicaps are not going to be won by 20 lengths. The 2 milers ain't going to be won by 20 lengths. I personally think it should be a 5 to 2, 9 to 4. So what do you reckon, Gal?
No, what you said, Mark, I think you're...
And Kieran, innit? You agree with me that the only trouble with Sky Bet, if you ring up for more than £20, they shit themselves, ring about 10 minutes later and say you can have £2 on. That's the only trouble with Sky Bet. The satellite dish should be cut off tomorrow, by the way.